Cogito coming up and Slim Shady. Slim Shady goes in. Cogito loaded, gate closed, all set. Field sent on their 1.5 mile journey in the Breeders' Cup turf. They all came away well. Turbo Compressor, once the early lead, has actually ridden along early, and Turbo Compressor will take it. Optimizer on the far side, and Little Mike settles in third. They go a fast pace for this distance early. Then we drop back to Trailblazer, who's a good 5 lengths back in the 4th position. Slim Shady's taken all the way back to 5th. Then comes Treasure Beach, got to be a good 8 lengths off those leaders. St. Nicholas Abbey races towards the rear. Point of entry in the red cap is alongside of that. Then it comes Sharita. Doulahan is far back early on. Cogito's along the inside, and Kindergarten Kid the early trailer. Through the stretch first time round, and Turbo Compressor certainly ensured a good early pace here. Goes clear to lead it by 3. Optimizes in second. Little Mike along the inside, and Slim Shady's in the 4th spot. Here's the Japanese hopeful Trailblazer racing along 5th. Now 5 off the leader. Down at the rail we have Treasure Beach. Up alongside comes St. Nicholas Abbey, giving them 7 length start. Point of entry, Red Cap down at the rail, just biding his time. Sharita races in behind that. Cogito is back 3rd last. Doulahan is 2nd last, and Kindergarten Kid is the trailer. Got to be 15 off this leader. Half the journey covered now, and Turbo Compressor still kicks on. Turbo Compressor 1.5 lengths to Optimizer. Little Mike's been 3rd throughout. Slim Shady is right there in the 4th position. Now Trailblazer in the 5th spot, still got 6 to make up. Inside of that comes Treasure Beak. St. Nicholas Abbey's racing alongside of that. St. Nicholas Abbey giving them a good 8-9 length start. Point of entry, Red Cap, then Sharita, Cogito. Doulahan racing back 2nd last, and Kindergarten Kid trails. 3/8 of a mile to go now, and it is still Turbo Compressor trying to shake loose. Little Mike comes after him now, and here's Trailblazer. Trailblazer putting in a huge run, and Trailblazer now strikes the front. St. Nicholas Abbey winding up on the outside. Little Mike's hanging tough. Trailblazer up alongside, and at the rail, point of entry getting a late run, but it is Little Mike all heart. He's kicking on. Little Mike, point of entry, finishing strongly along the inside. Down the centre, St. Nicholas Abbey. Little Mike in front though, and Little Mike in an upset. Little Mike won at point of entry, closing late but not quick enough. St. Nicholas Abbey 3rd, Trailblazer and Sharita in a photo for 4th.
A terrific ride by Ramon Dominguez there, Jeff. He saved every inch of ground.
And he realized soon enough that if he wanted to go to the front, it was going to be taken. And rather than drive Little Mike to do something that may not be possible, that is to take the lead from Turbo Compressor, he said, okay, Little Mike, you want to rate? Show me you can do it going 1.5 miles. And this gelding switched off beautifully. He sat off the pace. He was full of run. And when he was asked to quicken in the upper stretch, I didn't know whether he had anything left. Boy, did he ever. He opens up, and nothing wrong with Point of Entry's effort. Point of Entry gave it everything he had. He tried to get to the leader, but Little Mike was just too good.
The 3rd Breeders' Cup victory for Ramon Dominguez. And let's talk about the decision made by Dale Romans to race Little Mike in the Breeders' Cup Turf. We saw a good decision by Mandela, but this was superb.
The funny thing is, he decided to go 1.5 miles, not a mile, because he thought there was too much speed in the mile. He thought the pace scenario would be easier going 1.5 miles. Oh, it wasn't, because he had 2 horses barreling out in front of him here. But it didn't matter. Little Mike was able to relax early. Here he hits the front. You can see that point of entry comes through along the inside. Looks like he might be able to get through, so he has to angle out. And he's coming, but he's not coming quick enough, and Little Mike is able to hold sway.
And the 3rd Breeders' Cup win for Dale Romans as we go out to the winning connections
without the lead. Are you surprised by that?
You know what? I have so much faith on him. He has been so consistent, and I knew his last race, on the off track or the soft ground, wasn't any good. And Dale and I talk, and although he has always been a proven front runner, today was the day to maybe slightly take him off the pace if the conditions were right. And sure enough, I love the way he fell into the bridle and took me every step of the way. And I knew they'll be closing, but turning for home, I felt so good.